Now, if you've got this all-encompassing satellite grid, but you also operate frickin' Tesla, and you've got imagery on the ground and sensors everywhere at the same time, we're talking about Twitter, which is in the phone in our pockets. That is literally a digital twin of our global conversation, fused together into this grand entity, and therein lies Elon Musk's grand design. He wants to create an app called X. That is his dream, the app for absolutely anything. And I think these are the primitives at his disposal to make that happen. And it's a good question of exactly how Elon will connect these dots. Speaking of strategy, it's important to see who Elon's competition are. What is motivating this billionaire who's already conquering space, automotive, and now going after social media to go a step further and take on foundational AI models? I think Elon recognizes this is a paradigm shift in computing taking place. The internet has essentially been this digital twin of our thoughts, our feelings, our creations. Now in this generative AI era, we're mobilizing that digital twin and allowing ourselves to create things on top of it, from it, that go well beyond it, again, that are greater than the sum of its part. Let's go look at the bull and bear case for each of the key players here, starting with Google. Google not only owns search today, it has also created the underpinning innovations such as the transformer that have resulted in the success of companies like OpenAI. Google has the most complete model of the digital and physical world. Between search, maps, and YouTube, it is an unprecedented amount of understanding about the world. Layer in Google Docs, calendars, Gmail, and beyond, and you have a complete picture. But it's not just the software end. Google owns the entire stack. They own a significant amount of the underlying internet infrastructure, down to undersea cables, to last mile servers, to stream that YouTube video with the lowest latency possible that allowed Google to do things like Stadia. You take Google DeepMind and Google Brain, put them together, and I would take a strong bet on Google coming out on top. On the other hand, this recent article by a Googler went viral where it commented that Google has absolutely no moat and neither does OpenAI. Google's incentives are not aligned with this AI transformation. They've got an amazing search business model that is extremely low cost to operate in terms of cost per query, and they're making a boatload of money off of AdSense. Why would they throw that away with this far more expensive paradigm, which makes it even harder to integrate, monetize results? At the same time, one might say that Google has all these bloated billion user products with legacy code bases and massive teams that spend months just changing an icon and adding an extra field. There's been an immense brain drain of talent. Majority of the people that created the transformer no longer work at Google. OpenAI in many regards has been the biggest beneficiary of this type of talent. So talent brain drain is going to be a huge problem from Google. And of course, you've got the bureaucratic inefficiencies of this massive operation. Whether you're on the bull or bear side with Google, there's certainly a key player to watch in the space. Moving on to OpenAI and Microsoft, there is a ton of data when you think about the Office suite and Outlook suite of products. This partnership gives OpenAI much needed compute to create these massive models, but it gives them access to OS level integration right inside Windows, right inside Bing, taking advantage of their Maps assets, which obviously OpenAI does not have. And on the plus side, they have been first to market. They have absolutely captured the attention and the mind share around generative AI. When everyone thinks of large language models, people think of ChatGPT. Right now, OpenAI is the person everyone wants to take to prom. On the bear side, it's not all rainbow and sunshine when it comes to OpenAI and Microsoft. There's already been cracks in this relationship. Why did the Microsoft CTO of Germany pre-announce GPT-4 before OpenAI made an official announcement? Obviously, there's a power play taking place. OpenAI is this destroyer ship that's aligned with a massive tanker to take advantage of those compute resources. But that compute might actually be its Achilles heel. What do I mean by that? They're still dependent on freaking NVIDIA. Jensen Huang goes laughing to the bank in every single case. If they want to create GPT 5, 6, 7, create these even bigger models, NVIDIA is going to be getting a lot of that money. Even if they stay at model parity and want to scale up serving of these models, oh my God, Jensen's still going to be getting a lot of their cash. So it is no surprise that Microsoft is hedging their bets and starting to work with AMD to create these AI chips to take on these beefy workloads. And while they do have access to Bing Maps, it is not to the level or fidelity that Google or Apple has at its disposal. At the same time, Microsoft is very vulnerable. They don't have any of their own in-house talent. They've done some cool things on the perception space, but when it comes to these type of generative AI systems, all of that expertise is in companies like Google, OpenAI, and Meta, not at Microsoft. Of course, there's the OpenAI irony. Elon helped start this company as a power check for DeepMind, which Google had acquired in the early 2010s. Somehow, that not-for-profit organization turned into a massive commercial endeavor and raised a boatload of money and aligned with Microsoft, one of the de facto incumbents in the space. Clearly, it seems that the simulation has a sense of humor about our particular timeline. And of course, the Altman-Elon beef is in full effect. Clearly, Elon is a little annoyed that Altman is leading the charge on this next wave of technology. So when Sam Altman smirked about Elon jumping into the AI race with TruthGPT, you best believe Elon threw some jabs back, making fun of how everyone is praying at the altar of Altman, referencing a bunch of esoteric science fiction games. So to wrap things up, we have to make a bull case for Elon. He's got Tesla and real-world AI. We're talking cars today, robots tomorrow. He's building a self-healing map of the world. You've got a massive satellite constellation, beaming internet connectivity anywhere in the world. And of course, they're doing some cool stuff with the DoD. You've got Twitter, which is a legit digital town square, a living, breathing twin of our global conversation, seeded by 10,000 GUs and hedged by Dojo, Tesla's own play to create these beefy AI chips. And then enter X, Elon's long-desired dream to create this WeChat plus Jarvis of the world, a super assistant where you can come and access a plurality of mini apps to do absolutely anything you want in the physical world and the digital world. Of course, a bear case could be made saying that real-world AI is largely orthogonal to generative AI, but if you look at the likes of Gary Marcus and a belief in academia that you really do need a hybrid symbolic approach of the world.
I think the fundamental problem is that most of the knowledge in the neural network systems that we have right now is represented as statistics between particular words. And the real knowledge that we want is about statistics, about relationships between entities in the world.
Along with these generative approaches, I think we will see Elon will have a strategic advantage with the widest deployment of in-the-field, real-world AI out there today. Of course, there's some accidents and some downsides with Tesla itself, which begs the question, would Elon take this sort of innovative but fast and loose approach and break things and move fast? What could that mean for generative AI? Could Elon end up chasing TruthGPT only to ironically create Skynet himself? Who the hell knows? But what I will say is it will be an interesting few years as the AI space race heats up. There is a passionate debate ongoing whether these corporations who have created these massive sensing, perceiving, and influence operations essentially have outmoded the classical notion of a nation state. Now, whether you believe in a centralized utopia or a decentralized one like the homie Balaji, it doesn't really matter. So it seems like Elon is ready for world domination and certainly has a very nice set of cards to play in this regard. How it actually turns out, that remains to be seen. What we can be sure of is that it's going to be an interesting few years as the AI space race heats up. So that was the competition. If you missed part 1 where we outline Elon Musk's grand design for the future, be sure to check it out by clicking this video. In part 1, we'll deep dive into Elon's plans to build X, the one app to rule them all, by fusing together his investments in SpaceX, Tesla, Twitter, Neuralink, and so much more. And let me know who you think will come out on top, Elon or the competition. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Bilaval, and I will see y'all in the next one.